20 years ago, the world of labels has grown into a large group of companies which serve the needs of both local and export markets. We are going to meet Yanis Federb, the Managing Director of the World of Labels, as he gives his views on new innovations in this industry. The Center for Biomedical and Biomaterials Research in Mauritius is the focal point for the setting up of a nanotechnology-based industry in Mauritius. Dr. Archana Lagsimon talks about the progress of this center since it was set up in 2011.
In this edition of Business Connect, we're taking you to a world of labels at the labeling industries of Mauritius, which is found in Pointe-aux-Sables. What they do here, of course, labels for many enterprises, local brands and also international brands. And we're going to talk to the Director General of this company to see his opinion, his views about labeling and where it was and where it has come, and also what innovation is being brought in this field. Yanis Federb, you're the Director General of Labeling Industries Mauritius, and today you are meeting with members of the AMM, Made in Maurice, and you're presenting what you do here. Why this need to present it to the people like B2B? Why this need?
I think it's important for any business to communicate in a way to their customers, but also to the public at large. In terms of initiatives, new products that we coming up on the market with. So the initiative was in that context to present a new project, a recycling project that we've put in place at Labeling Industries since a few months, and to share that with our customers and the members of Mauritian manufacturers and Made in Maurice.
Mm-hmm. We've seen this part of innovation you're talking about, innovation, reuse, recycle. What's the need for it?
We want to position ourselves as a leader in the field. It's obviously becoming more and more important for our customers, but I think for the public at large. We are all aware of issues we have in terms of pollution and plastic pollution. Labeling Industries, with the portfolio of products we are proposing today, position itself as a leader in that particular field. So it's a different category of products, biodegradable, compostable, materials made from recycled products already. And we are proud today to offer that to our B2B customers.
You've been in this industry for quite a long time, and how do you see the response of your customers, B2C or B2B, regarding this recycling and or reusing strategy?
I think there's certainly a big demand from our customers to move towards that trend in terms of circular economy, in terms of sustainable products. Not just sustainable products, but to be able to work with partners that have a process which is sustainable. So it's becoming more and more important, and it's going to be even more important in the future. Today we launch this new product portfolio. The response from our customers was very good, but it's going to hopefully grow further in the future.
Why would anyone want to be dealing with you when your prices are very high? What competitive edge do you have over them?
At this stage, there is an element of cost, obviously, because the supply of raw materials worldwide is very limited, hence the higher prices. But we want to position ourselves now because we know the more demand that's going to be created, the more supply is going to be following as well in the years to come. So we are already working in close collaboration with international companies, raw material companies that are one step ahead of the game. So at this stage, yes, the cost is more. There's an implication for our customers, but at least we propose this solution to our customers, is that we've got either the traditional products or today we've got the alternative to plastic. And the final decision will be from our customers. But I think the trend will go towards that direction, certainly. Traditionally, we've been only local. Most of our production was done for the Mauritian market. We've expanded our business since 5 years, and today export represents roughly about 40%. Exports to regional islands, Madagascar, Seychelles and Mayotte, but more recently towards Eastern Africa. I think we, as a Mauritian company, have got a good offer. We've got quality products, but what differentiates us to competitors is the full package we offer. Flexibility, agility, shorter lead times, lower minimum order quantities, competitive prices, innovative products, sustainable products. We are fully certified factories, and I think that a lot of customers worldwide, in Mauritius obviously, but also worldwide, are looking for factories and manufacturers that are certified through international standards throughout the process of production.
Now coming back to Mauritius, your company is also part of the AMM Made in Maurice.
Yes.
What's the need to be part of this organization?
As a B2B company, the logic behind was to support the Made in Maurice label because we believe in it. We believe that this is offering the Mauritian public or population as a whole sustainable products, sophisticated and innovative products. So we want to be part of that movement, even if it doesn't benefit us directly in terms of products we offer. But it's a great initiative for Mauritius as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Now, for the public watching you, just briefly, what does your company offer as products physically?
We've got several companies through the world of labels, which is our brand. Our companies were set up the first company was set up in 1979. So we have been in the business for many years, and we've evolved and diversified our activity. We started in the textile industry in the past, supplying labels to the textile garment manufacturers, and then gradually moved towards the packaging and flexible business. So we've got a wide range of products, all specialized in labels, but covering many industries. So we supply textile garment manufacturers, we supply bottlers, we supply supermarkets, we supply grande distribution, we supply cosmetic companies. So you've seen the labels that we have and the products we have at the back. It's all our products for the Mauritian companies. So it's really a wide range of wide offer.
So Yanis Fedeb, listening to what you've been speaking, we see that you lay much emphasis on innovation and quality. So do you think that what you're doing is also going to brand Mauritius, the Mauritius brand in the world market?
Yes, I think we want to position ourselves as a reliable, sustainable manufacturing industry. We've got great products in Mauritius. The companies are very professional and are already towards this trend of innovation and quality. So yes, it will make a difference towards export business and other markets that we position ourselves as an innovative and quality-focused manufacturing industry as a whole, not just individual companies, but as an industry.
We are here at the Center for Biomedical and Biomaterials Research, and there are a number of researchers that are being conducted for several years. And there is one project which is on the verge of being commercialized. And the center is also partnering with international institutions. And we're going to see here what's the potential of Mauritius to become a regional center for research and development. We're going to talk to the head of the center, Dr. Archana Laksimon. Dr. Archana, you've been conducting several researches in this center here in Réduit. And what have been your most successful researches so far?
Okay, to simplify our technical terms, I would say that here we work on scaffolds. And what is a scaffold? If you look at a building under construction, you need a scaffold to grow the building. It works out the same way in human beings. That is, if you have a wound, for example, on your skin, you need to regrow the tissue. And we build scaffolds to make the tissue regrow. But these scaffolds, they are nanoscaffolds because they contain nanofibers, nanostructures, because our cells, they like nanostructures. And we use these to regrow tissue, and we have looked at skin regeneration and bone regeneration. And I will say that we have reached preclinical trial. We have done preliminary studies. We know that these scaffolds are biocompatible because the first thing, they have to be biocompatible. If they are rejected by the body, you won't be able to use it. And the next step will be going to human clinical trial. And at the same time, we are also looking at the commercialization potential of these scaffolds. Because if you make something, you want to make something that is going to be used by the society. And also it has a cost. You don't want to make something which is very expensive and nobody's going to use it. Because scaffolds, they are available on the market in developed countries like the US, but extremely expensive. The developing countries will not be able to afford these things. And we are trying to make a product that can be used in developing countries, which means a huge market.
I understand that to do research, it requires a lot of funding. And where do you get the funding from?
Okay, therefore we have different strategies to raise our funding. And here the building comes from the University of Mauritius. That is, the university pays the rent, all the facilities, internet, water, electricity, and everything. And we raise fundings for our projects. And the main funding source that we have locally, it's the Mauritius Research Council, and the Mauritius Research Council has invested a lot here. And then we also have the Tertiary Education Commission, and we have two projects with the Tertiary Education Commission, but we also have a strategy of getting funding from external sources. For example, under the UN Pole of Innovation for Health, we have got our partners in Sirois-La Réunion, where we have access to EU funding. And EU funding means we are getting funding in euros, which means that it makes a lot of difference in the functioning of this center. And it's also this funding that has enabled us to go into preclinical trial, because we have all these facilities, because you made a platform, a regional platform. Facilities that I don't have here, I cannot construct here. It's very expensive. I can use next door. For example, we go in the morning, we do our work there, and then we come back in the afternoon. And this is extremely practical for us.
Now, you're talking about this collaboration between Mauritius and La Réunion. What about the idea of making Mauritius become a center, a regional center for research and development?
Okay, this is a next step. That is, La Réunion is our main partner, but we are building collaboration with people from different continents. We have one with Australia, a second one coming up with Australia. We have one in Australia where we already have a joint PhD going on. You have to start somewhere. You cannot start big, you have to start somewhere, and this is going to grow into something big. Then we have one with the Chinese, and with the Chinese, in fact, we have a joint center between the University of Mauritius and the Chinese, particularly at the Zhejiang Science and Technology University. And this center has already got prior funding from the Zhejiang province. And we will be getting Chinese students coming to the center here for part of their PhD. Therefore, we start, usually if you want to go into a big research and innovation platform, you need people to drive this. That is, we have ideas, we get the funding, but if you don't have people to drive the projects, it will never work. And this is where the PhD students and the postdocs, that is, those who have finished the PhD, you can put them because they have experience, they can drive projects. And this is a bit what we are trying to do. And the next step is to get South Africa, and we are working on that.
You're talking about people to drive projects. In Mauritius, do we have enough people to drive projects here?
That is, we are training people here. In fact, yesterday I had a talk organized by the Australian ICOM and the Organization for Women in Science. There I said that this field, nanotechnology field, in fact, we need to have a new, which I call hybrid type of scientist. That is, you can be a chemist, but you have to be able to do some biology. You can be a computer person, But to work on this type of research and innovation platform, you have to understand biology. Therefore, we are trying to get a new breed of scientists so that they can do this type of work. That is, you have to do the classical studies. Your first degree has to be in something like chemistry, biology, physics. But when you go above that PhD, you have to learn more than one skill. So you can adapt yourself to the environment. And here we do have, I think we have formed a large number of PhDs, I can't even count them. And then we have a group of PhDs, postdocs, research assistants working, and I can tell you when people come here, they don't want to go. That is, once they finish their PhD, I try to keep them for postdocs.
You say you're trying to keep them. We're seeing this thing here in Mauritius, like people are intelligent, you need intelligent people to work here. And some young people especially see the future prospects brighter elsewhere, abroad, and how to motivate them, to keep them here in Mauritius.
And this is what we are trying to do, because we are trying to open up this nanotechnology at the national level, because this is upcoming. This center is the national focal point for nanotechnology, and we are trying to bring this at national level, so we need more people. We need, in fact, we can reskill people. That is, if you have engineers, medical doctors, science students, you can reskill yourself and enter this field. And this field, also you can have spin-off. That is, it's a PhD can come out, and from the PhD, that student can have a small company, a spin-off from the idea developed from the PhD. And then this center can give the facilities to that spin-off, because you can't expect every spin-off to buy all the equipment. And the vision is, just like CIROA is doing in La Réunion, CIROA is the hub of startups. So those PhDs coming out, the postdocs, or anybody having a good idea, they have access to these facilities, and they can bring their idea forward to commercialization. This is what we want to do. That is, we put our facilities at the disposal of people, and then they can do their work.
Now, if you're working on a commercial project, how to ensure that you protect your IP and people who have done the research benefit from it?
In the Mauritian landscape, we are now looking at IP, but we know very well as scientists that we need to, before we get partners, we have to discuss about IPs. In fact, we make research collaborative agreements, and with each partner that we have, and then there everything is defined. That is, for example, if I'm working on one particular part of the project, let's say preclinical trial, whatever I've done before, it belongs to us. It does not belong to both partners. It's only that part that we are doing together that belongs to both partners. Therefore, it's very important that you define all this before you go into a partnership. And I can tell you it's very hard. It needs a lot of negotiations.
Do you think it's difficult to convince people in Mauritius to change their views about research and development?
I think it's, you need to educate people along these terms. This is what we try to do. I call it community outreach. Every single opportunity I get to talk to the society, that is people that make decisions, the public in general, it's an education that we have to do. That is, you have to show to the people that this is where we have to go. If really we want to make that jump from being a developing country to a developed country, we have to adopt emerging technologies. And if we can do that, and we get more people that are aware of what are the potential there, then it's going to work out.
From all that you've done here from this center, has there been any project, anything that has been commercialized and is of benefit to Mauritius right now, or is coming?
It is coming up, because we are right now negotiating on IP, because IP, if you want to patent, it costs money. And we have a partner in the Chinese collaboration, which is an industrial partner. And we are trying to see, because they have the setup already, they are already doing scaffolds, they do 3D printing and so on. We are trying to see how to produce this on a commercial basis, because we know that these products, they are biocompatible, they will work. And we are trying to look at the commercialization part at the same time, because you also have to know that to convince your funders, you have to show that something is going to come out. That is, our main goal is, of course, as academics, we need to advance knowledge, because if knowledge does not advance, we will not progress in anything that we do. But you also have to show the commercial potential. of whatever you're doing. And also every single rupee that we get, we have to justify that because we are using taxpayers' money. And I will say that we have at least there is one product which we have worked on the costing, which I firmly believe can go commercial because of the cost of production, which is quite low, and it comes from materials that we have here in Mauritius.
People say young people are not interested in science. What do you think should be done or can be done to motivate young people to be interested more in science?
In fact, we have to show to them what we are doing. That is, it's not exactly role models, but they have to come and see what we are doing. And we try to open up the center each time we have a student finishing HSC, that person doesn't know what he's going to do afterwards. We try to open up the center so that they can see what we do. And then we do give talks to secondary school. I have one on Thursday. And we try to show to them what is the potential and what we can do. And people are very amazed when they see what you can do in Mauritius, when you show to them that you can grow skin cells on scaffolds and it is done here. And they are very surprised. You show to them that you can look at bone cells here. And they are very surprised, and you can do many things here. We have cancer cells, for example. If I tell you that sometimes you hear people say that cancer, they come back after a certain amount of years of therapy. And we are looking at particularly these cancer cells. We are growing them on scaffolds to see what is different about these, what we call circulating tumor cells, what is different so that it comes back. And these are things that are done here.
Now, you were just talking about cancer. How far has research reached so far?
Those cancer cells, it is a collaboration with our Australian partner at ECU, Edith Cowan University, and we are looking at, they deal with patients, they work with hospitals. We are looking at circulating tumor cells because circulating tumor cells these are cells that will do a metastasis, for example. It's going to go somewhere else in your body. And we try to see what is different with these cells. And we try to mimic the environment on the scaffolds that we have. We have 3D scaffolds because cells, they need a 3D environment. And we are looking at these things, and we are going to try now drugs on them and to see to which drugs they are going to be responsive. That is, drugs that are being used on patients, and see what happens. And there is one PhD working on it, and we have the whole team in Australia. There's another PhD working on it. And I hope we get some good results out of it.
So that's it for this edition of Business Connect. We hope you enjoyed this program. Find this show on our website and also follow us on our Facebook page. We'll see you next time. Till then, it's goodbye from the whole team.